My first visit to Las Vegas was in 1989. It was a father and son trip, and my dad and I stayed at the Tropicana. Our rooms were $9 a night. It's a different time in Vegas. Our first morning, we stood out on the Strip, and my dad points to the Luxor, and he says, "Tell me why that building has the only diagonally moving elevators in the world." I didn't know. His response was, "To delight you." And he said, "That's what this city is all about. It is here to excite, surprise, and delight you." And I have to admit, by the end of that trip, that's when my love affair with Las Vegas really began. So, I am now the director of the Neon Museum. It is many, many decades later, but my team and I have the privilege and the pleasure of being able to showcase the stories of Las Vegas to hundreds of thousands of visitors a year that come through. The thing that interests me is, what are the items that are not in our collection but deserve as much attention as that 7-story neon guitar? As a former art museum director, I have been completely fascinated by the amount and the breadth and the depth of fine art that is in this city. There is this piece, which is a personal favorite, and not just a personal favorite in Las Vegas, but a personal favorite like in life. This is Jeff Koons tulips. These are balloon flowers that have actually been made of stainless steel, brought to such a high polished finish that the end result is a mirror look to it. It sits outside the Wynn restaurants and shops that are out and available for everyone to see at any time of day or night. This piece is by Maya Lin. Maya Lin's name may mean something to you because she was the genius behind the Vietnam War Memorial in DC. In this piece, she has recreated the Colorado River. It is a model made out of reclaimed nickel, and it sits above the ARIA registration desk. Again, something you can see anytime, day or night. This piece is by Frank Stella. And for just a second, I want you to stop for a minute and think about every painting you've ever seen in your life. Typically, it's a square or a rectangle, right? Look at this piece. This piece, Stella has actually curved the canvas itself to better reflect the painting and the coloring that he's using in his work. This is a landmark piece in art. This piece, unfortunately, got me in a little bit of trouble. I made a comment to an international journalist saying that Las Vegas has as good an art collection as LA, San Francisco, or Miami. The difference is you can enjoy ours with a cigarette and a martini. While that's a cute statement, and while there was some commentary from my museum colleagues, it does beg the question, why are these casino owners spending so much money to invest in not just art, but blue chip art, art you can find in textbooks? Are these really high-end decorators, or is a casino actually an art museum? So let's dig into this a little bit more. Salon Prive. Going back to 1989, the Mirage opens. Inside the Mirage, there's a very small space called the Salon Prive. This is where the highest of high rollers would go and actually make their bets. The room had to be comfortable and relaxed, but also exclusive, right? It had to really welcome people so that they felt comfortable making a bet that was tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, but also private enough to do so without people gawking at what you're doing. Salon Prive is a French term that means private lounge. Yes, it provided that privacy, but it also provided an exclusivity. In this case, a salon prive is saying that you have to have money in order to access this area. So there's some sort of criteria that's going to exclude you from being able to get in, right? The reason I bring this up is this is the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Philadelphia Museum of Art, Toledo Museum of Art. I want you to look at those Corinthian columns, those amazing sweeping staircases, and the imposing doors in front of them. Based solely on their architecture, these places are salons privés. And it's not money that's keeping you out. It's giving you a sense of learning, of expectation of knowledge. This is a place that may be better fitting inside or on a college campus, a university campus, more so than being a place of just public art. So you have to feel comfortable enough to walk through these doors. Let's talk about behavior inside an art museum. You dress well. Keep your hands at your side. You whisper. It's basically like a church, but with fewer seats, right? Inside a casino, your behavior is anything but church-like, right? You walk into a casino space in Las Vegas or anywhere, and you're going to enter into what I would say is probably the most valuable real estate on the property. And the reason is it sets the tone for what you're going to experience throughout the property itself. If you walk into the Bellagio, you are going to immediately see the Fiori di Como. The Fiori di Como is 2,000 hand-blown flowers sitting above your head as you see this beautiful space. Elaine Wynn, being a fan of Chihuly's, goes to his studio and home. She sees that he has a lap pool with flowers like this, but they're C-forms that are lining the bottom of the lap pool. She realizes that that can't be possible in a 3,000-room hotel, and she says, I want it on the ceiling. And the reason that this is important is because this begins the starting clock. 2 years of research and development begins to make this possible. No one had ever suspended glass from a ceiling before. Certainly to this scale, insurance agencies were coming through saying, we won't insure you. You can't have fragile glass hanging above visitors' heads, right? So 2 years of research and development. Depending on what article you read, this piece cost between $1 million and $10 million. The important part is that an enormous percentage of whatever that number was is actual loss because of the research and development that went into creating this piece. 2 years, up to $10 million, all for a moment of surprise, delight, and excitement. Now, Bellagio opens, it exceeds every expectation. And it actually today has changed the business model for how casinos operate. From an art standpoint, the Fiori di Como, 15 to 20,000 people a day are coming to the property just to see this work of art. GMs, general managers of the property, are quoted as saying that people would come and sit on the floor, even lay on the floor, ew, just to get that perfect angle, just to capture the photograph just the right way, right? The important thing is that the salon with this is no longer privé. It is front and center, and it is accessible to everyone. Now, this photograph I love because I took it. This is not from anything. I took this photograph. We went down to the Bellagio 10 days ago. This is not staged. This is not prepped in any way. We stood in the lobby, and I waited a total of 8 seconds before I captured this photo of two people I don't know looking at this work. Now, the thing that I love about it is these two people are fully engaged with the work. She is pointing out either her favorite or her least favorite or whatever she loves or hates about the piece. But if you look closely, she's got a drink in her hand. Damien Hirst. So Damien Hirst is considered, he's been called this generation's Andy Warhol. He is in every contemporary art book that is referencing the artists of this generation. He is, in Vegas terms, a headliner, right? He is currently in the permanent collections of the Tate, MoMA, the Met, many other museums around the world. He has had solo exhibitions in London, Mexico City, Amsterdam, New York, Paris, LA, Rome, Athens, Geneva, Hong Kong, and others. If you check into the Palms and you make your way from the Palms check-in registration desk to the elevators, you will undoubtedly pass by what locals call Shark Bar. This is actually an incredibly important work by Damien Hirst. It is a 13-foot tiger shark that has been separated into 3 pieces. When it was installed, the art world went a little nuts. The LA Times leaned into it and said, Hirst has been exhibited in the most hallowed grounds of fine art, and now he's in a bar in Las Vegas. American art critic Dave Hickey is quoted as saying, it's so outrageous. It's vulgar in either situation, a museum or a casino. Its entertainment value, Hirst is a 7-figure decorator. But I'll go see it and have a cocktail. Personally, my delight with that work is that in Las Vegas terms, a shark is an expert gambler. But here, we have him dead and cut in 3 tanks. You can read into that any way you like, right? So let's go back to the question. The question is a casino an art museum? The answer is no, absolutely not in any way. It is meeting the threshold of my father's expectation of delight, excitement, and surprise, but it's lacking the education and the interpretations that museums are so good at providing, right? I'm going to leave you with this thought for a second. If you think about Las Vegas as a city of reinvention, we started off as a city that began with gaming, right? From there, we moved into the entertainment capital of the world. We had Elvis, Celine, Elton. Then we move into cuisine. We go from the 99-cent shrimp cocktail to the Michelin star restaurants. We are now enjoying this age of athletics. Some people refer to Las Vegas as unrefined. I would call this the most art-accessible city in the country. With the right partners coming together with the intentionality, there is a great opportunity for us in Las Vegas to make our next reinvention a focus on an international destination for arts and culture. Thank you.